We are in the hardest era of dating. This is one of the hardest eras it's ever been. Both men and women are struggling. And I can't complain too much because we could have been worse, born at a worse time, during the plague, during slavery, during this, during that, I'm thankful we have AI, we have technology, we can make money from home. However, our dating and social life has been trash. Our dating life, our social life, garbage, non existent, for most of us. Some of us are lucky, blessed, we're married, we have girlfriends. Some of us have friends here and there. But overall, this generation is cooked. I'm going to make the bold statement that our fathers and their generation, a lot of them would be incels if they were born today. If they had to go through and see the girls on this day, in this era, they would be incels. I'm telling you guys right now, it's actually a fact. Back then, you could have just been a provider, work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week. You could have got a good woman. Now that's not even enough, bro. That's not even enough, especially if you're living in a major city like Toronto, London, New York, Miami, LA. You gotta own that company, or you gotta have a good sales job, or a good job, a good qualification, and then plus even then you still have to have a side hustle. It's actually crazy right now. Like they would lose all their hair. They would have to work 60, 70 hours a week. Something in their body would tell them, hey, this is not it, Back then, they were doing it for a woman that, like, didn't have any bodies. They would listen to you. They would follow you. They would follow your lead, Nowadays, it's like you're getting combated every few seconds. And, like, even if you do find one, it's like, oh, great, she had three bodies, 10 bodies, 20 bodies. It's like, is it even enough, Like, Like, coming home to a wife that's respectable, that's, she did her duties for a day, she's respectful. That's one thing. But imagine coming home and she just expects the fucking world. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're just like, bro, I'm done with this, But also, there's a lot of competition nowadays. Back then, you could have met at high school. You could have met at church, at the mosque, through friends, through family. Nowadays, it's these women are exposed to so much men online, bro. And even I know you guys heard this 1,000 times, but like, Drake can take your woman if he wanted to, or the celebs, any of them could come and scoop them, or at least DM them. At least the offer is there. Maybe if they can't actually get them, you have a loyal wife or a girlfriend, but the offer is still there. Isn't that crazy? Also, back then, women were not just rejecting over no reason or ghosting and things like that. Nowadays, it's actually crazy. It's on steroids. Women left, right, left, right. If you go out now and ask 100 girls out, who knows how many you'll get. If you did this 50 or 60 years ago, oh, you would have got a much better response. Back then, I don't know what it was, but like, women had less expectations. It was more simple. It was more simple to get a date, to get a number, if there was even phones back then. But you get what I'm trying to say. Nowadays, it's like you do all that and then you just get their Instagram. They don't even give you their number. It's like, what is going on in this world, Like, like, they can't even tell you no. They will lead you on and then ghost you. Men and women. Nowadays, ghosting is at an all-time high. People just leave no closure. Like, do this, do that, even though if you just met, it's like not even an explanation. It's like they're too scared to even give closure. They'll just go boom, silence, boom, silence. It's like, what are you doing? At least have some respect and decency and give a little bit of closure. Why not? So yeah, a lot of men nowadays a lot of men from back then now would struggle nowadays. If you put a man from 1970s in this day, he would probably lose his mind. I'm telling you, what's crazy? It's the boomers and the older generation saying, oh, just why don't you have a girlfriend? Oh, why aren't you married? You're 25, you're 30, you're not married. Have you seen the woman in this generation? Why would you? If you, old man, if you were in this generation, you would not have yourself. Like crazy. Of course, there's good girls out here, but it's rare and it's harder to find. I just feel that 50, 60 years ago, it was much easier. I just know it. That's why birth rates at an all-time low. Dating is just fucked right now. Dating is crazy. But honestly, it's not just men that would be incels now, but a lot of women that were married before in our mothers and grandmothers generation. Nowadays, they would not be wifed up. They would fall to their own propaganda. Like today, like they would be what's it called? They would let social media brainwash them. They would let social media give them weird expectations. They would have like 15 to 20 guys to choose from. And of all this free mixing, they'll pick their best or two or whatever, and then these guys just lead them on. It's like this. It's like, uh, they'll want the guy that wants them, but they don't want the guy that wants them. Sorry, I messed that up. I said they want the guy that does not want them. You get it? But the guy that wants them, they don't want. And a lot of women are just falling for that. They think that, like, just if they get it, if they're able to date a man or just, have, intercourse with them, that means the man wants them. But obviously, that's not the case. We're men. Not all of us are like this, but at the end of the day, but just because he wants to sleep with you doesn't mean he wants to date you. Come on. A lot of women, 40, 50 years ago, the women that are in their 60s and 70s, if they were in this generation, they would be posting all these thirst traps, all these bikini pics. They would just, I don't know, they would just crave attention, and it would just reduce their chances of getting married. Do you think people were posting bikini pics 50, 60 years ago? If a girl did some shit out of town, most people wouldn't know about it. And you could tell. Nowadays, you could tell if she did something like that. You could just tell based on her vacations. When she's posting on Instagram, she's posting her reels, her highlights, vacation, 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 vacation. It's like, bro, come on. Like, we know. We're not that dumb. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. There's like a 10 or 20% exception. She's going with her family and stuff like that, and she hasn't done it. But most of the times, we know it's not true, especially if they're luxury vacations to Dubai, Bali, all these places that are luxury. Come on, we know, and this would bring their chances of getting married down. So at the end of the day, everything's changed. Like, we're living in a backward society. It's like they don't want us. It's like they're doing this on purpose for us not to reproduce and get married and bring the birth rates down. It's like they're intentionally doing a mismatch. Like, a lot of these guys are not going to get married. A lot of us are not going to have kids. It's like it's being set up. It's literally made this way. And a lot of these women are not getting wifed up either. Because think about it. Okay, yeah, 2 or 3 men can sleep with 8, 9 women. Okay? Yeah, that can happen. But when it comes to getting married and reproducing, is it gonna be the same rate? A lot of these men that are sleeping with women, they're not going to be reproducing with them. Like, I hope 10 men get married to 10 women. I hope. Okay, but that's just not the case. If you look at those hypergamy charts, like 2 or 3 men get 7 or 8 women, and then the 6 and the 5 get like 1 woman each. I think that chart is true to a degree. Especially in Miami and cities like that, it's true. It's like throughout history, 40% of men have reproduced, and women have been like 70 or 80. I'm not sure, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's roughly those estimates, but at the end of the day, there's gonna be less men producing, and the result is gonna be less women producing. Like, do you think women can get married whenever they want? Men obviously cannot sleep with women whenever they want, but women cannot get married whenever they want, and it's getting harder in this generation. But yeah, you guys get my points. I'm gonna learn. I promise you guys, bro. I'm gonna learn to make my points more clear, shorter, and I don't want to repeat myself 2-3 times. I'm getting better as I speak. I'm just putting my words that's in my brain. I'm letting them all out. I work full time for my company, and I'm married. But like, besides that, I don't speak too much. I have friends and family, of course. But like, bro, it's true. Women speak like 10,000 times a day. Us men probably like 600, 800. It's crazy. That's why I'm losing a bit of my social skills as I work more and more. But I'm bringing this back just to get better at speaking. And I want to give my game out there, give my insights, give my information, give my bold takes. Like right now, our father's generations would be incels today. Yeah, and it's true. It's true. A lot of competition. The girls are different, and the rejection rate and the ghost rate is at an all-time high. and you're not getting the deal that they had before. So yeah, that's my point at the end of the day. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna drop more and more. Thank you guys.